Of the people in this room, which one is A, wearing a spangly outfit, and B, not of use?
Neither.
Lint rolling.
That's an alarm duck.
The Great Corn Cob.
Hi, welcome to Comedy Parenting Radio. It's the show that recommends diet animal crackers at all weddings. Today we're going to be discussing Joshua's voice acting career. We've got Joshua alone here in the studio. How does it feel to be all by yourself?
I feel like a cornered animal, to be honest.
Yeah, you will be a cornered animal after this show. We'll be right back with Joshua's voice acting career.
Norm Balone is a retailer. He doesn't use radio because...
Can't see things in radio.
So to show him that hearing is seeing, we blindfolded Norm and tied him to a chair in his living room.
What are you doing?
We're sawing a hole in your floor, Norm.
Listen, I know radio works. It's okay, really.
Now we're filling the hole with water.
I like radio, I do.
Now we're throwing alligators and sharks in the hole.
No, please, take off the blindfold.
So, Norm, still think you can't see things on radio?
Well, not like TV. All right, I can see.
A message from this station and the Radio Advertising Bureau.
Captain, I must inform you, you're listening to Comedy Parenting Radio.
Welcome back to Comedy Parenting Radio, Joshua's voice acting career. The first clip we're going to play, Joshua, is from Messed Up Pirates.
Up Pirates, eh?
Yeah, you had to throw on a pirate accent, didn't you?
Well, it was more like a gentle toss, but yes, I had to throw on a pirate accent.
In this clip, we're talking about a pile of cannonballs.
Hold on just a minute, Captain. Something smells fishy. Check the expiration date.
Best if used by 1532 AD.
You know, I think that Messed Up Pirates was one of the first shows we ever scripted. Way back then, we had virtually no experience with talking from a script or reading from a script, and so it ended up being a fairly rough recording session. I think we had about 5 hours of recordings to boil down into 15 minutes.
So in Messed Up Pirates, you also played the part of Robert Johnson.
Yes, I did.
I'm Robert Johnson with OSHA. It would appear that your ship is out of compliance with OSHA standards.
What?
Your plank has no handrails. That is completely unacceptable. Not only that, the rails must be a minimum of 38 inches high and wheelchair accessible. I'm red tagging this ship immediately.
This next set is from Conspiracy Theories They Won't Let You Hear. And on the first clip that you're going to hear is we have this little play on the fact that you're not pronouncing the word grocery store correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Grocery stores.
Grocery stores?
Grocery stores.
Grocery stores.
You're pronouncing it wrong. That's why most Americans go wrong. They say grocery.
Yeah.
It's grocery.
On this next clip, you actually used two different voices in one short session.
Gentlemen, I believe we have gotten to the root of the issue. City market is controlling our lives. Wake up, sheeple.
Let's see what we have on this next clip, Joshua.
Gentlemen, I have the most insidious conspiracy theory yet.
I'm afraid to hear it.
Yeah, me too.
You had the most craziest conspiracy ever, and Josiah responded like, yeah, I'm afraid to hear it. Now, we recorded one of these shows about midnight with a full cast, and you were so funny and we were so slap happy that we absolutely lost it.
Oh, yes.
Okay, we have Miss Ima Roland's brother in the studio. What's your name?
Lint rolling.
Ah, yes, Lint rolling.
You made that up on the spot.
Oh, this is,
Can't breathe. it went from there to worse when you start describing how to use a belly button lint remover.
Oh, yeah. Well, basically, you coat this little ball here in tar, and then you stick it.
Hey, Lefty, go out to the tar pit and get some tar.
That's still very, very fun.
Oh, yeah.
He got it on the microphone.
And then what do you do with the little ball?
Well, you grab the handle that's on the ball.
That's a nice-looking handle. Is
And
that
then you
real
take-
bone?
Yeah, real quality mastodon bone.
Are we having problems over there with that microphone? A little bit saggy. It's pointing at your knees. And so you take the handle and the little ball and do what?
Well, you take the ball that's covered in tar and you stick it into your belly button.
That feels kind of hot.
It is.
Ooh,
And then
look,
you
works.
remove it. And
It works.
there you go.
I don't have any more lint.
Well, you don't have any more belly button either.
Yeah.
Oh, my word.
This was one of our first, if not the first, radio theaters. It was completely unscripted. We had just picked up Caleb. He had come home for spring break, and we picked him up, and we arrived back home late at night. And then Dad said, "Hey, let's do a show." So perfect logic. Of course, it was all improvisational, and I had to come up with a product, and
We didn't even know what your name was. You had to come up with a name.
I thought of a lint roller. And then I thought of what would be a caveman, essentially, version of a lint roller. And I just followed that sort of train of thought and arrived at belly button lint. And it all just sort of fell into place after that.
Now you're playing the part of Dr. Emmett Beige.
Oh, yes.
And the black hole is headed toward Earth.
Here it comes, folks.
I think these next 3 short clips just give a demonstration of how weird comedy parenting gets to be, especially when it's not scripted. We're left up to your imagination. Let's listen.
Dr. Beige, what do you have to report on the speed of the black hole?
Well, it's heading towards us at about 55 miles per hour, except in city limits.
Dr. Emmett Beige actually was a character we came up with in a previous show, which was it Comedy Parenting Variety Show?
Yep.
That was a fun show, but usually when we have a named character, we like to make their name into a pun or a reference. So this one obviously would be Dr. Emmett Brown, but it's beige, which is a brownish white. So
let's listen to the next clip, Dr. Emmett.
Well, we should recommend that they not look directly at the black hole without the use of black hole glasses.
And why would that be?
Because it'll suck their eyeballs out.
30 miles west of Kansas City. My glass eye just got sucked out.
That was part of the recommendations list, wasn't it?
Yeah, part of the recommended things for being safe around black holes.
Oh, yeah.
Don't look directly at it. Okay, third clip, Dr. Beige.
Well, you see, black holes suck all the light into it, and vampires suck blood into them. So by that logic, black holes are vampires and you can't see them in mirrors.
This is getting tougher all the time. I don't trust the internet so much.
You're listening to Comedy Parenting Radio. We're talking with Joshua up here in Studio B about his voice acting career. We'll be right back.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's 50-50, refreshing 2 degrees, man.
I love bird songs. Squirrel.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Bird songs, practice. Okay, turtle.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the cool forest, visit discovertheforest.cool, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Forest Council.
Like an exotic drink, the radio playing songs that I have never heard. I don't know what to say.
Comedy Parenting Radio.
Just la 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 la. It goes around the world. Just la 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 la. It's all around.
We're back with Comedy Parenting Radio, Josh's voice acting career. And let's jump in right now to a cruise ship where later on you guys play the part of ventriloquist dummies. But this is before you're a cruise ship dummy. What have we got to lose?
They could throw us all overboard in turbulent seas and we could all be swallowed by a whale. I really like it when you give me wry comments to make.
Mm-hmm.
And you seem to really like it as well because you give me the most wry comments out of anyone else, I've noticed.
That's because you handle them correctly. Let's go YouTube.
Let me pull up some war videos on YouTube so we can have some realistic sounds while we play.
Did you hear that, Fernando?
Wow, through the miracle of Radio Land, we were able to have you connect with YouTube like that.
That must be some super broadband right there on that cruise ship, yeah.
Yeah. And as usual, you have to change your voice right now for this one.
I think they mean Elijah and Josiah.
What?
Everybody just play along with them, but let me do the talking so it sounds like tough guys.
Okay, hijackers, walk back around the corner with your hands in the air.
That was my Batman throat cancer voice.
Here we are at the Cat Food Castle Siege, and you get to announce the court jester coming in, complete with trumpets. Take it away.
Oh, yeah. Bring in the court jester.
That sounded very regal.
Oh, yes. It better be. It was the King's Court.
In a lot of our shows, we have to take true-to-life situations, and where we live, you can't get shopping bags unless you buy them. So that factored into the Cat Food Castle Siege.
Hello down there.
We've come to siege.
Did you bring your own bags?
We never needed bags at the other store.
I'm afraid you're going to have to purchase some.
Does anybody have money to purchase bags?
I've got some clams.
Okay, you may siege now.
This is another example of when we have a name and we try to make it into a pun or a reference or something. The castle that we were sieging from is called City Markup, right?
City Markup.
Uh-huh. And the one we used to go to is Danger Way. So I hope I don't have to explain that joke, but if I do, it's Safeway and City Market.
Yep. And so on this little clip, you're two different voices, and it ends up sounding three different ways before we're over, doesn't it? This is a classic example of radio theater at the castle wall.
Hello up there. Do you have any spare visitor passes? No, mate, we're all out. Okay, thank you.
They're all out of visitor passes.
Rough life.
Yes, the earnest effect at its finest.
It really was. You played all those parts except for that very, very last voice.
Yep.
And it was kind of fun because we also did it from the perspective of each of the people that were in that at one point.
Mm-hmm.
It was really easy to think, what would happen if you went to siege another castle and used it like a grocery store. So that's how we came up with this next little section here where there's actual battle going on inside the castle as we plunder and get things to take home.
Do you work here?
Yeah.
Do you know which way to the bonsai trees?
Down to the guillotine on the end cap.
Thank you.
We need a boiling oil cleanup on aisle 5.
Okay, I think we have everything. Let's check out. That was a lot of fun to record.
Oh, yes. Sir Syrup is, out of all the people I've voiced, he's been my favorite character to voice ever. And that was my favorite show to record as well. It was magnifique.
Since you mentioned Sir Syrup, let's pull up a clip of him at the checkout there as you leave the castle. And see where it goes after that.
Okay, who put the maces in the cart?
Ha! It was me. I surreptitiously put them in.
You, Sir Syrup?
It was me, correct.
Put it back. We don't need them.
Aw.
Joshua, you used that same little bit in a different show.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember which it was.
Who ate my piece of pie in the refrigerator? Ha ha ha! It was me. I surreptitiously ate the pie.
Ah. Yes.
So in the magnetic pole flip-flop, you use that same line. By the way, we like to do that for our listeners, so the people who do listen to the shows, a little bit later on, you'll get the joke, won't you?
Yeah. It's a brick joke and a reference in the same thing. Sir Syrup is my favorite one to record, whichever show he's in.
I'm sure we'll see him again in the future. Sometimes, Joshua, on your ad libs, it becomes a recurring theme, your brick joke, if you will. Here's one of my favorites right here.
If he's another quack that comes in wearing a tinfoil hat, I'm going to lose my mind. You see, I know you guys were skeptics, so I brought these tinfoil hats along for this show.
Yeah, what do you want us to do with them?
Just put them on your head.
Really? Make up your mind. Do you like quack?
What else would you do with a hat, you know?
Now we've got some of my favorite radio sweepers to play for the folks out there. A sweeper is when you just say what the show is that they're listening to. So we're going to play a bunch of them really quick.
Lightning Round, Sweeper Edition.
Comedy.
Parenting.
Radio.
Comedy Parenting Radio, setting the bar in podcasting.
Has anybody seen where I set my podcasting bar?
All right. For $1 million and a free trip to Goshen, Indiana, what do the letters CPR stand for?
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation.
So sorry, they stand for Comedy Parenting Radio.
We're losing him, doctor.
Quick, administer CPR.
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation?
No, silly. Comedy Parenting Radio. You know, I've been recording bumpers for Comedy Parenting Radio, I think the second longest of anyone.
Yep.
Because Dad was the first person to record himself for bumpers way back when he was in college, learning how to do radio stuff. Yeah, I'm an old bumper boy.
An old bumper boy. I like it. Now we're talking elves. This is what you sound like as an elf.
Everyone's running late this year getting their letters to Santa, except for the OCD kids. They all got us their lists to us in June, along with pricing options, second, third, and fourth color choices, and backorder instructions. I recommend you get on Twitter and put the word out to the kids to send in their orders.
Ho, ho, ho! You know I don't twit.
Tweet.
Whatever.
I don't think that OCD was the correct phrasing there, but I mean, it was scripted, so.
Our family likes to use the term OCD way too much. We don't even know what it means. Over-the-counter drugs. Sometimes when we record these radio theaters, it gets totally manic in here.
There's too much going on.
There really is, and I'm trying to hold it together. I've got two little short clips here where Josh was coming to rescue me because I'm losing it. All right, where are we now? Pet Rock.
News reporter.
Hey, you're the news reporter.
Oh, you should come back, Cletus. Cletus, come back. It's like you're coming back. Right. Hold on. Maybe a little transition music.
And I've lost it at that point.
Yeah, I seem to be the only one who remembers which parts people are playing.
That's for sure. You've got a character named Cletus Johnson, news reporter. We're going to have several clips strung together here of Cletus, going back to the very first time he ever appeared on Comedy Parenting.
Yeah, he seems to be your favorite recurring character.
I love this guy.
Excuse me.
Yes, may I help you?
Hey, I'm Cletus Johnson from Channel 5 News, The Big Corn Cob, in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a good holiday story. This is Cletus Johnson, Channel 5 News, The Great Corn Cob, out in the mall in Denver. Back to you, Sean. Welcome back to Channel 5 News. This is Cletus Johnson reporting for The Big Corn Cob. Breaking news, folks. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Cletus Johnson from Channel 5 News, The Great Corn Cob, reporting on the Winter Olympics. Back to you, Dave.
This is Cletus Johnson for Channel 5, The Big Corn Cob. Letters to Santa are being returned by the millions around the globe.
He's going to have his own T-shirts before this is over.
Yeah, he can never seem to decide whether it's the Great Corn Cob or the Big Corn Cob, and as far as I'm concerned, he's going to keep it that way.
Someday he's going to have a contest, and our listeners can vote whether it's the Big or the Great Corn Cob.
Ah, that's a good idea. This clip we're about to play was the debut of the infamous Dr. Beige.
Well, you see, these glasses, they allow you to see into the 9th dimension. Here, I'll give you each a pair, and you each will try them on. Everyone, close your eyes. Now open your eyes. This is very disconcerting. Get him off! Get him off! Get him off me! Get him off!
Disconcerting being an understatement.
I mean, come on. If you wore glasses that could look into the 9th dimension, that's exactly what it would be.
I guess so.
Now we're crawling through ductwork in the comedy diamond heist, and we hear a duck. Not just any duck.
And not just any ordinary duck. That's an alarm duck.
What?
I've seen this in dozens of movies. They put ducks in the ductwork to keep spies from crawling through and stealing diamonds. It's a staple of every good spy action movie, you know?
All of those great spy movies that have a duck in the ductwork.
Yep.
As an early warning system. Listen to this next one, Joshua, and tell me what it's called.
It looks like the diamond is floating in the air. I bet it's being held in suspended animation by the writer of this show. What? Never mind.
That was a nice little fourth wall break right there.
It's fun to put some unexpected stuff into our shows.
Mm-hmm. A level of meta is usually good.
And this is why Cletus Johnson should not be a weatherman.
We have big storms entering and converging from the west coast, the east coast, the south coast, and the north coast, and they're all going to meet in the middle of the United States and cover it all for about 4 days. So, stay off the roads and keep your pets indoors.
To be precise, that's inside the house, not inside the door itself.
Go Cletus.
Yeah, Cletus is the Carl of Channel 5.
And here's a character being described who parallels Elon Musk.
Yeah, you know, the Wi-Fi isn't so good on my side of the car. Anyways, it says here on Yahoo Answers that Elon Musk was a 4-H science division leader for 35 years. He abandoned that to work on his true passion project. He wanted to build a driverless car, which he had produced in Czechoslovakia.
Why did he have it produced in Czechoslovakia?
Multiple restraining orders which prevented him from setting foot anywhere within the continental United States. In addition, Czechoslovakia also wanted to be on the cutting edge of orange hydrogen-powered driverless cars. So with this one, we were trying to create Elon Musk, but the antithesis of him.
And I would like to point out that show was not scripted, so you were coming up with this stuff on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so we got that cosmonaut up here. He's going crazy right now. He says if he doesn't get one of those snow-flavored candy bars, he's going to rip this space station apart. Over?
Roger that, space station. Sending up candy bars on the next satellite.
So, get your palette of snow-flavored candy bars, the official candy bar of the NFL.
I seem to do a lot of radio advertisement voices. What was that from?
That was a clip of you doing car wash noises.
Where on earth did we go through a car wash in our show?
When your little brother had that green bandana.
Okay. Yeah, that would be the sound of all of the foam coming out.
Yeah, good job on the car wash. I thought it'd be kind of fun to end the show with a car wash sound there, Josh.
Yeah, it sounds very odd, you know.
Anyway, thanks for coming to the studio with me here today.
Hey, you're welcome.
And when you go...
Yeah?
Can you just take all those other multiple personalities out the door with you?
I'll try.
I don't have enough seats for everybody in the house. Bye-bye.
Ah, ha, 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 ha. It was me. I surreptitiously...
Surreptitiously?
Oh, I hate it when people leave their sieging carts out in the middle of the courtyard while they go plunder other parts of the castle.